Welcome back to another episode of the Middle Easy Fight Fist podcast. You did your noises fast than usual there. You could tell you're tired.
Oh, yeah, man.
I am always, as your host, the necklace and reckless Dan Lamort, joined by Papa Luke Tuma.
What's up, everybody?
And the always horny Diego Lopez.
Hi, don't say that every time.
Well, I'm always
That's
necklace
funny
and
once in a
reckless,
while.
and he's always Papa.
No,
Yeah,
that's,
just
that's
like,
your dude. That's your nickname.
It
man.
becomes like a creepy thing. I just want it to be like a cute once in a while thing.
So now he's the once in a while horny Diego.
God
yeah,
damn
that
it.
sounds even creepier.
That is worse.
We are joined by, yet again, UFC bantamweight, Mr. Jimmie Rivera. What's up, Jimmy?
Welcome back, dude.
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
Good.
I was
man.
gonna
We're joining him, really.
Yeah, we're in his
Yeah.
office. We maintain to not having a real studio.
No.
That's what we really pride ourselves on, is just low budget podcasting.
I forgot to pride myself.
Oh, man.
I keep being
It's okay,
just
maybe you
depressed.
I was going to just name another promotion of mixed martial arts, but then I
How dare
realized it
you.
was a dumb joke.
That's
Jimmy is now about a month out from his fight with one Mr. Marlon Moraes. How you feeling?
Feeling the same like you feel like anybody in fight camp.
I sounded like such a dumb person there. How you feeling? I feel like I was on Z100.
well,
You
starting
sounded like we were in the presser. You're like, how you feeling?
Yeah, no, so
I feel
Yeah.
like
Podcasts
big win for you.
and starting sets kind of feels the same. We're like, all right, here's some bullshit first to get the wheels turning. But
yeah.
here we go.
Because at the end of the day, like, you got to introduce everyone, but anyone who listens to a podcast sees who the guest is before they listen. So the introduction is just for us, kind of. It's kind of just to eat time.
So, anyways, dude, how you feeling?
You know, it's funny. Everybody asks you how you feeling. You always get the same response. I feel great. Everything's going great. It's a training camp. You got bumps and bruises here and there. You know, some hard days, some great days,
Yeah.
some easy days. It's up and down, but it's a fight camp. Getting ready to fight, and that's how I'm feeling.
Do you spar heavy in training?
I don't know. What's your definition of heavy?
I mean, compared to everybody else, I guess.
Everyone else,
What do you mean? I mean, like everybody's different.
Wow.
Like I was
Luke
speaking.
got put on pressure.
I was.
Wow. Yeah.
I
I
was-
was pressure on Luke on that
Diego's
one.
smiling. Diego's like the kid that knows the answer to the question in class, but he's watching me suffer.
Nah, there's no because everybody's different.
Everyone's
You
different.
got like Thompson who doesn't spar, just drills hard,
Yeah.
and then I guess he does spar sometimes, but not that much really. Because I was talking to him about it when we were at the press conference, and then you got other guys that just drill, and you got guys that go crazy, and you got guys that go super hard with small gloves and spar. Like you got a little bit of everything. So I don't know.
Wow.
Like you mean, do I go hard in the training room when we spar?
No,
Or
I
do-
mean,
do we
like,
spar
how
a lot.
do you spar a lot, like often, as a part of your training camp?
I do. I do spar often, usually 2 to 3 times a week when I have a training camp, and then 0 times when I don't have a fight coming up.
All right, cool.
So, but you know, we try to keep it controlled and try to keep it
as safe as possible.
as safe as possible, not getting hurt. You know, obviously you're gonna get some bumps and bruises. You're sparring someone, and they're going hard. You're going hard. So that's why I said, training camp is going well. You have your bumps and bruises, and that's the way it is. Everybody's like, "Oh, training camp's great. This is great." Like, man, you have your ups and downs. You're never
Yeah.
going to fight 100%. You always have something that's bothering you. You just don't mention it.
Yeah.
Do you use like 16 ounces and then 4 ounces or 6 ounces when you spar? Do you stick to one? Do you go back and forth?
No, 16 ounces when I spar, 16 ounces when I hit the bag. When we do MMA gloves, we keep it in control. A lot of times I really only do MMA gloves with my teammates.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they know how to keep it controlled and not go super hard. So we do a little bit of everything. And then we'll do like a little bit of everything. We'll just wrestle, or we'll just do jits, or, we'll just do boxing. So we do a little bit of everything, and then we put it together.
Right. Do you maybe just because I don't train at this gym, and you guys have kind of like a very
The gym is my school on East 23rd Street, 34 East 23rd Street, to Madison Park Ave. It's very different than what it is
Yes.
when fighters train.
Yes.
We have our headquarters where all the fighters, instructors train. The schools are made for people that want to come in and just get in, for adults, just get in shape. Some people had self-defense situations. They want to defend themselves. And the kids want to just, the parents want them to learn self-defense. They're getting bullied, which is a big thing happening now, even more and more over the years, and then building self-discipline, which leads to confidence.
Sure.
And the same thing, self-defense leads to confidence. So those are like the main 2 reasons kids come in and adults come in. But I'm not a fighting school.
Right,
Everybody that comes in, there's 99.9% that want to just train and get in shape, and I got that 0.01% that actually want to fight. I have like 3 people that do amateur kickboxing at my school, and that's
Right.
it.
I'm gonna open a self-defense school next door, but it's just to teach fat kids how to type mean responses to people online. I'm gonna rival the guy.
Just cyberbullying is what you're trying to defend.
I'm gonna tell how many words per minute you can bang out, and I'm gonna teach them how to roast the correct way.
The right emojis to use.
I'm
to
changing
insult
with
someone.
the times, baby.
That's fun.
Yeah.
When did you start? I wasn't here for the first one.
Yeah, Diego.
I'm just kind of curious. Is it cool if I just ask some questions?
Diego's a
Wait,
late
you weren't
addition.
here for the first one?
With
No.
with you.
The first one was a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And you can
At
listen to
your
it?
gym.
Yeah.
The same exact
And you still
podcast.
have it?
Yeah.
There you go.
This
Yeah,
is it.
listen to it.
Yeah. Great point.
I'm just fucking with you.
No,
These
I-
guys are great. I love them. I started when I was 9 at Tiger Showman's. I've been with them ever since, and I
Cool.
was actually acted out at home, and my mom didn't know what was going on, and I was actually getting bullied in school. And a lot of times, kids, and I'm the prime example, don't know how to deal with it, so they act out at home. But really, what's happening is the kids getting bullied, and they just don't know how to express themselves. I went in after 6-7 months of training. I was able to, defend myself against the bully, and he decided to, after that, be my best friend. And then I realized he was a real trouble kid, so I just pushed him away and said, "Listen, we were cordial throughout the years in school, but I wasn't friends with him after that initial. I took care of the business and had to defend myself." And that's, why I started training. And my mom was like, wanted discipline for me because I was acting out. But I asked my sensei, how do I do this after a couple months of training? Because, I was getting bullied a lot.
Yeah.
And it was the weird bullying too. It was like, I bring this up once in a while, but it's like when you really get into it, I'm like, the kid was nice to me when no one was around, but then he was a douchebag to me when people were around.
Yes.
So it was like, you don't know how to deal with that. And then, I got this same response to tell the kids. I'm like, listen, if someone's not nice to you when people are around, then they're a bully. Just because they're not, you gotta stand up for yourself. Whether it's words, use your words. You know what I mean? If it's physical, then you gotta defend yourself. So it got physical, and I defended myself. And I remember I tell the story to the kids. And long story short, he pushed me. I pushed him against the chalkboard. I threw a front kick. He dropped and cried, and I started to cry. I messed with the kids. I mess with the kids all the time. Like, why was he crying? Well, he was hurt, sensei. Why was I crying? And then they get a little question. I'm like, I didn't want to get in trouble. That's why I started crying. And long story short, we both got in trouble. He got I think 5 lunch detentions or something like that, and I got 1.
Sure.
And it was cool. The
You
principal
got
was really
one
cool.
and then a career in MMA.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why the feud between you and Marlon is so good, is because his voice sounds like a kid's. So it brings back the bullying memories.
Yeah.
Was the bully a lot bigger than you? Like were you?
Everybody's bigger than me. I'm only 5'4", bro.
Yeah, it's always been like that though when you were little.
Yeah.
You could've stopped.
It'd be very funny if he was a big child and just never capped at that.
You could have. My girlfriend was like huge when she was younger, and now she's just a normal sized human.
Look at that.
Yeah, she was like a giant ass
Okay.
12-year-old.
I guess.
Girl, at
everyone-
different times, you always been small though.
Yeah.
Can you
I
tell
mean,
it's a
I was a-
2 on Luke.
Dude, I just came out of work. What do you want from me?
I know.
Like I'm gonna be sharp. Like, oh, how much do you spar? What do you mean?
Well, you want to get more details. I was like a chubby kid when I was really young, but then I actually had asthma and I outgrew it. And this is one of the things that helped me outgrow it was training. And when I had an asthma attack, obviously, your lungs come together. I couldn't eat anything, and I lost a lot of weight as a kid. Actually, believe it or not, I couldn't eat anything. And I was like a little chubby fat kid to a little skinny small white kid.
Pass this disease.
Get your
on to me.
asthma.
I
Yeah.
know. You took my joke. Come on. I'm the fat joke guy on the podcast.
Well, I need
You
this
said
more.
a skinny white kid, like you became white.
Yeah.
You lost the weight and lost the black.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, fuck. But
Are you in the next question? You got another one?
no, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
This is like the
Back
most.
up at
This is such an.
corner.
This is
I'll
such
keep
an
firing
aggressive.
them off if you want.
It feels like
No.
a very aggressive press conference.
Yeah, I don't think we're aggressive on him. We're just asking questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Jimmy's mentality in Jersey, and then I like New York City Jimmy. He's a little more on edge, shucking and jiving a bit.
You have to. You gotta be quick on your feet. These people are fast.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're not.
Everything's fast paced here.
We're definitely not.
Dude, that Jersey crowd in Atlantic City was fucking ridiculous.
That's a Jersey crowd to you.
There were so many fights in that crowd. It was
Alcohol
insane.
and then fights. That's it. It was great. I love
Alcohol fights, and it seemed like a lot of friends were fighting. Like they're rooting for the wrong team, that kind of shit.
it. It was funny. Like like people were cheering during Aljamain's press, like during when he was speaking on the mic, and then I like, why are they cheering right now for him to talk? And I look, I'm like, oh, they're cheering for the fight. Okay, they're not really.
Most people didn't even hear him call out Cruz.
Really?
Yeah. Dude,
I heard him call him out. It was a smart call out, actually.
That's a good fight.
Aljamain
looked good there.
He looked better, but someone was like, "Oh, were you impressed?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm not."
He looked
impressed.
smarter than the Marlon fight.
He was smarter. That's what he was. He was smart. I couldn't put my finger on it. Someone asked me, I was like, "Nah." I'm like, he fought, but I don't think he looked great. I'm like, I just think he fought smart.
Yeah.
And is it and let me ask you something, because someone was asking me about it, and I said, "Nah, he didn't look big," but they said Brett Johns looked bigger than Sterling when he was in the cage. I mean, you were closer to me.
I think Aljamain looked pretty fucking big.
I thought Aljamain looked bigger than him too.
I honestly thought Aljamain looked bigger than Johns.
See, TV always makes you look big, man.
Yeah.
It makes the cage look big. Yeah. Makes all of it look big.
Do you think he's gonna get that fight against Cruz?
I don't know, but it's
I
not.
think that's on Cruz's
it's
end.
not
Cruz
a
wants
bad
to fight
fight for
again.
Cruz to come back. You know what I mean? But I don't really know what Cruz is. I think Cruz is. Suppose he's really hurt. This and that. I think he's just kind of waiting for after this fight to be like, all right, I'll fight the winner.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna try to slide right in, and he might get it, depending on what the UFC does.
You think the winner of your fight?
No, I think
the
Cruz
winner.
might be able to slide back in because
TJ Cody.
now, you know, because Cody doesn't want to fight me. He's like, oh, we'll do another Cruz fight, and like you look along the lines, too. It's like they want to sell more of a fight or trying to make more of a profit, so they might do that. But it all depends. So it's one of those things where I'm hoping that, you know, obviously the winner of my fight versus Marlon gets the title shot. You know what I mean? But you don't know what's really going to happen.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, it would be good. It would be fun to see. I mean, I can't picture Cruz coming back and taking that right away, but I guess that's the money fight for him.
You know what? It's.
What
I
does
understand
he really
where
get out of Aljamain?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
An easier fight.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a good like getting back tune fight too. You know what I mean? Though he says time never bothers, but I think at where he's at, I honestly think that Cruz is like he's just not the same. He's slowing down, and you saw in his past couple fights, he's just slowing down. And thinking what he does, his training, is catching up to him because he's got an awkward style. It's not his body can't keep keeping up with that style, and his age. You know what I mean?
He runs
He's
on
gonna
the
catch
treadmill
up.
with his little dog. I've seen that before. He has a cute little fluffy white dog. It fits him well.
I think his dog's name is Dojo.
Yeah, his
Is it
name's
really?
Dojo,
I'm like, that's
Did,
nice.
did any of you catch the Sage Northcutt dog picture?
No.
That was
Man.
the one you posted?
Yeah, I was like, I'm surprised he doesn't call him Mr. Dog.
That's very funny.
You
Well, my fault. Did anybody catch the Fedor fight? I love Fedor
all
so
45
much.
seconds. You can watch it on Instagram for free.
You could. I think the entire main card of Bellator 198 was under 4 minutes.
If you
I
just
mean,
stack the...
It was a
Those
good.
4 first
They're
round
doing better.
submissions.
I think they're doing better with their putting some fights together.
Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast. I did not agree. I don't agree with all the hype behind what's his name, Dylan or Danis.
Oh, Danis?
Yeah.
Because they put him up against. I mean, if anyone who knows fighting, they put him up against Kyle Walker, who's 2-4, and his last 2 losses come in first round submissions. They put him against the guy who clearly was going to submit him in the first round. That was an alley hoop for him to come out. I think he was at the Atlantic City fight, Danis. I recall
really?
seeing him there.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you line it up against Gary's fight in terms of like BJJ superstars going into MMA, and it's like it's kind of it's just not a disappointment. It's winning an MMA fight. It's fucking not easy, but it's just like, oh man, Gary really did kind of step out of his element and win in a dominating facet. But it's like he still won a fucking MMA fight. That's just not easy.
Yeah, my favorite though is I mentioned yesterday, but I have to mention it. He was kind of crying in the locker room when they were interviewing him, Danis, and then he called out Ben Askren while crying.
That's sick, man. I love that.
That's a ballsy call out after one win.
You got to
People are
shoot
going
high.
big with the call outs.
You got to
now.
go high. It's like
there's no
I
point.
like when people go low with the call out. And it makes
he's not a
makes
pro
no
yet, but I want to
sense.
fight this guy.
Wait, give me an example. Who's recently went low on a call out?
Mickey Gall kind of goes low on his call outs.
I don't know any.
Sage was not that high of a call out. It was a little. Sage was the highest.
He's
one.
popular, but
Then
yeah.
CM Punk, and then fucking Dan Hardy.
Wait, he got
who's
CM
old.
Punk first,
CM Punk was the first one.
but he called Sage Northcutt, which was smart because Sage Northcutt was on a high. So to go in there and beat him, it's really smart in his fact. So who's another one?
Mr. Northcutt.
He called out CM Punk. He wanted the CM Punk fight.
The second time around?
No, the first time.
Yeah, that was
That was
smart. He
before
only had 4 fights or
I'm
something.
not saying they're dumb, but I'm saying they're easy. They're easier than calling out Ben Askren.
Sure.
And they're
Yeah.
easier than calling out Cruz.
Yeah, but you want to get so let's see. There's the thing you gotta realize. Like, all right, they might be easier fights, but he's not a fighter that's been around for a while. So they're very well-known name fights to get his name recognized even more.
Yeah.
And to get the experience. I mean, the guy went to the UFC 4-0. They wanted to fight CM Punk on purpose because he only had a couple fights underneath him. CM Punk had none. And then he calling out someone that has a big name in Utica was good. I mean, you got to remember the kid only has 7 fights.
Yeah, they're not unreasonable
No, I think they're
call-outs.
smart
Yeah.
moves.
I think Mickey Gall only has
He
4
said
now.
calling out Askren was ballsy, and none of those are ballsy. They're smart.
But who did he call out? Who's he fighting right
Did
now?
he ever call out Randy? They're not fighting. Him and Randy don't have
No, I don't think he
opponents
called out
yet.
Randy.
Well, yeah,
I
Randy.
thought he fought Magny.
Oh, did he?
No,
Yeah,
he
did.
didn't fight.
No, he fought
Holy shit.
Who did he fight after?
I mean, we could
after
just look
Norcut.
at-
That's the
okay.
guy he fought after Norcut. I think he lost.
Has he called out someone in every win?
I don't know. I don't remember him calling
I
out
don't
Randy
remember.
Brown.
I don't remember. I just got the fem because he's a Jersey native, so I want to hear.
I like Mickey
0
Gall.
for 3.
I would like to. I would defend him, but yesterday we were at Randy Brown's house and they had a fruit platter for us. So Randy's in good standings with us
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
I fucked you guys over. I didn't, no fruit platter here. You guys want
Platter,
to? You guys want to take class? You guys could take class.
Damn, what would you rather
Damn.
have, fruit platter or class?
I forgot to mention there was also muffins. So I'm going to side with fruit platter and muffins
Let's see.
and lemonade. He had strawberry lemonade too. I mean, he really had the works for us,
Wow,
Mr.
that's
Randy
nice
Brown.
of him. He's nice.
Yeah. In return, his dog did. After the podcast ended, his dog did almost bite me in the nuts. So it was kind of like.
What kind of dog?
Oh, what do you think that dog was?
There was a bull.
It was definitely
black
a
one was
bull.
a bulldog.
Yeah,
Or a pit bull, not
pit-
a bulldog.
big
But
difference.
yeah, 2 dogs scurrying around.
Big difference in
Yeah.
pit bull and bulldog. I'm like bulldog.
Mickey Gall has not fought Neil Magny.
Who do you fight?
Is that where? Yeah, he fought. First UFC fight was Mike Jackson, then CM Punk, then Sage Northcutt.
Oh, it's funny
and then
because
Randy
Mike
Brown.
Jackson's fighting CM Punk now.
Randy Brown's the one he lost, right?
Lost to, yes.
Yes, Randy Brown actually looked really good. Was his stand that fight? I forgot who
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was Neil. I think it,
Magny is fighting in Liverpool, and then
like Magny.
what's his name just dropped out of the fight. Whoever Magny was supposed to fight dropped out.
Man, what a.
Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah, Gunnar Nelson just
Oh,
got dropped
that would've
out.
been a good
Yeah,
fight. I
Randy
would like
wa-
that.
We talked
Fuck.
to Randy. He wants that fight against Magny. He thinks that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting.
he did look good. Was his hands that fight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was Mickey Gall. His hands definitely got better.
He was talking to us a lot yesterday about meditation, and I'm so ready to meditate now. You meditate at all? Boom! Look at that transition.
Do I
Do
meditate?
you meditate?
At all?
Do you have time in your busy schedule to meditate?
Not at all.
No. I didn't. You didn't strike me as a Zen man.
All right, you let him off so easy on that question. I asked about the
Because
sparring.
when I hear him meditate, I just think of him smoking a blunt and then meditating.
That's how you know Jimmy
AKA
actually
sleeping.
That's how you know.
after the fight.
That's how you know Jimmy actually follows me on Twitter. That he knows I smoke so much weed.
Oh man, that's funny.
So you and Marlon, we talked to you.
Let's see number 4, baby.
Don't
The
put
last time we
pressure on
talked
him.
to you, no, it
He's
was-
doing great.
He's the one doing all the questions. You guys are killing me with no questions right now.
Listen, I can't
staring
know what a
awkwardly.
meditation.
I know.
This got so low at one point that we were like, "What type of dog does Randy Brown have?"
We're just finding our footing, baby. That's all.
We talked to you before the presser when you and Marlon started going at it. You guys started going at it over his manager, Ali, and you talked to us about that before. Has that been sorted out at all, or did you where's that stand?
Well, the stand is I'm gonna kick Marlon's ass because of his manager. So he keeps bringing up, "Oh, focus on me." I am. Your manager keeps talking shit and keeps starting with me all the time. It just fuels the fire. It's just like, like some people might think about that and they're like, all right, they don't. Maybe they lose their focus, whatever you want to say. For him saying all this shit and then Marlon fucking complaining at the press conference just keeps fueling the fire that makes him work harder. You know what I mean? That it helps. It helps training for a fight.
Think positive.
Good.
Oh,
So you're
yeah, look at that back.
Yeah. So
Just makes you
so
train
it's just fueling the fire to make me train harder.
That was a good press conference. You had a nice suit on.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
You should have saw the suit I was wearing
I didn't,
Saturday
we didn't
night
get to
in
see
Atlantic
each other
City.
in Atlantic City because I was too scared to get up and walk over to that side.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what
We don't know what the rules are yet for us.
No,
when we're
we don't.
there.
It's very hot. It's very.
Me
You
and
can
Rose
walk on
cool.
eggshells.
You could walk around and say what's up. You're
I just-
fine.
I
We
just wanna
didn't
be
want
like,
to piss anybody off, so we were
I was
just
gonna
You're not
say
gonna
they
piss
wanna get
anybody off.
fired, but
you just don't want to
make
be
no
there when
money,
fighters
so.
are coming out. You know, what I mean, in between rounds and stuff like that, it's okay. But before and after a
So
fight,
I can't jump in the ring.
yeah, you
Shit.
can't jump in the
Also, you have to find a ring.
So,
Ooh, burn.
Jay Wow was sitting in between us and you.
oh,
That was so Jersey.
she came over because I think Frankie's wife was there, or someone,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, hey, it looks pretty good.
Her husband
You know
is
what I mean?
massive.
Her husband is fucking jacked.
Yeah, he looks
like
like
a
fucking
mountain.
Frank Mir.
He's huge.
I remember back in the day when I actually used to go to gyms and work out. It was Thanksgiving down the shore, and on Thanksgiving morning, I got up early and went to the gym down there, and he was working out, and I'd never felt like less of a man than lifting next to that guy.
Yeah.
It would be helpful if I knew his name. No idea what his name is. Just
God damn it,
big
I
guy
used to know it.
who married to JWoww.
The guy that's married to Jay Wild's name?
Yeah, because he was on the show as well.
Roger.
Ah, look at that.
Thank you.
I want to say Rory in the beginning.
That's close. Yeah.
Irish.
We should also say that the answer Roger came from our new sound man, Matt, on the floor.
Matt.
Matt.
He's sitting on the floor. Now he's
I
like,
know. I'm like, man, you don't look like the type that, would know that.
Yeah.
You have many dimensions. It's fine.
Marlon's manager's Ali, right?
Yes.
And he's pretty notorious for talking a lot of shit.
I just see it. It's funny all the time. People post on Instagram. So I get all my fight news really from Instagram. That's why like the Ben Askren, Scott Coker's not really entertaining like a one fight deal with Ben Askren. I think if there's going to be anything, he wants to say a multi-fight deal, but Askren
Askren would not come back to fight Dennis.
Yeah, Askren's really trying to. He's, I saw him on the MMA Hour trying to pursue the St. Pierre fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
But
I
St. Pierre
think,
has diverticulitis. He's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, I just saw Ali call out like Conor McGregor for Khabib.
Yeah.
I just I feel like he's the only person that's a manager that is trying to take the spotlight from his fighters and doing all this shit talking. I'm like, you leave it to the fighters. They're the ones that do it. So when Marlon was trying to talk shit, I know how Marlon is because training with him 2 years ago. He's the nicest guy ever. So he's trying to say stuff and you're not one to talk shit. And then it was funny because someone was like, man, you're really good at talking shit. I'm like, I wasn't talking shit. I was just stating the facts, but thank you. I appreciate it. Like there was nothing I was saying. He was basically at one point like trying to complain about me picking fights. I said at the end of the day I laughed. I'm like, I'm not even the one that picks fights.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to like struggle with my coach. He'd be like, all right, we got like even this fight, my coach was like, why are you taking this fight? This guy's 2-1 in the UFC and he's not even 2-1. It was a questionable win against Dotson. He got a lucky knockout, which he even said against Sterling.
Yeah,
and he
Aljamain told
lost to
us that-
Sansao. So why does this guy deserve anything?
Yeah.
So my coach says that, I'm like, you know what though? UFC keeps pushing him. Let's just get this one done and let's get a title shot after this.
It was that batch of guys that came over from the World Series of Fighting that got pushed hard right away.
Yeah,
it was
look at how
him,
they did.
Gaethje, and Branch. I mean, Branch probably
Justin
is-
Gaethje is like a tough SOB, but not the smartest. Like, dude,
you
you're
could say that.
an NCAA champ. You should go for a takedown. Great. I know. Listen. My coach. This is why my coach is one of the best coaches. You don't fight for the 50 grand. You fight to get the win.
Yeah.
That was
And that's the biggest thing when we were talking about that fight. And then he lost against Ali Alvarez. I mean, yeah, he had a good fight against Johnson, but Johnson, I had nothing. Actually, I don't know Johnson as well. I've seen his fights, but he had a good fight against Johnson. But now he's getting like the elite guys and like Marlon too, and all these other. You're getting elite guys. You don't. These are the elite of the elite.
Yeah,
like
'cause at this point, he's fighting for the 50 grand.
Yesterday, Randy told us that when he's in the ring, he actually thinks about trying to get the fight of the night bonus, and he mentioned Gaethje specifically. He's like, you could tell he's trying to get that fight of the night bonus.
Why
when
get the
he's
fight
in.
night bonus? Win some fights and get a title shot. Win a
Yeah.
UFC belt and then
Yeah.
make more money. That's
Like
where the,
the
money's
long
at.
con. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he already said, he wasn't upset about the loss, but he said he's got 3 or 4 more fights in him and he's done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just
And
don't
he
think
also announced yesterday, breaking news, that he's going to wrestle in his next fight. That's
he said that.
He said, I think I'm going to start wrestling in my fights.
Good. I think it's smart. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got great leg kicks. They're hard as hell, and he could take a punch. Now, if he learned a little defense in boxing,
Yeah.
he would. He would
It's
be really
weird when
good.
a guy's
And I mean,
a good
he-
wrestler and doesn't utilize it.
Yeah.
He would be really good. I mean, like I said, like my coach said, you don't fight for the Friday night bonus. You fight to get the win.
Yeah.
So you get closer to the belt.
It was especially weird that he didn't try that he wasn't trying to wrestle too much against Poirier. Like, I guess against Eddie, Eddie's a really good wrestler, and maybe he'd want to keep it on the feet. Like, but not that Gaethje's not, but I think Gaethje's a lot better wrestler than Poirier. It's weird that he didn't try to take it to the ground at all.
Yeah.
Gaethje, the only loss of Nick Newell, the new one-armed fighter.
Was from Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, from Gaethje, but Gaethje beat him.
Back in.
Yeah, now he's going to be on. I'm interested to see that. 'Cause he's actually a good fighter, Newell.
I met him. He tried out when I tried out for the Ultimate Fighter season 14.
Yeah.
And I just, I understand his the disability he has, but he doesn't look like he has a disability at all, and he can fight.
Yeah.
Give him a shot.
Can you imagine getting hit with?
What's the worst thing that can
It's
happen? Yeah.
14-1. He's a pro.
I
Fucking put him in.
mean, he has a great record. Give him a shot. It's not like he's going in 10-10.
Right. Yeah.
Or 10-15 or something like that. He has a winning record. And he does really well. Give him a shot. Everybody should have
A lot of fans were complaining that he deserved to be on the card instead of the Contender Series, but that's actually a smart deal because he's going to that Contender Series is now going to draw that episode. Dana White knows
they
what
don't
he's doing
realize
business-wise.
They don't realize
Yeah.
business wise.
At the end of the day, it's still
smart.
a show business aspect.
It's a smart thing to have a Contender Series. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be on a Contender Series. I'm just saying he
Yeah.
should get a shot. Now he's getting a shot, and I believe he'll get a shot and they'll push him into the UFC after that.
And if he's winning, why the hell not? I mean, who
Yeah.
cares how many arms you got?
It's my saying I say the most usually. Who cares how many arms you have?
I say that about toes because I'm probably going to lose them soon to diabetes. So I look at
I
them.
think that's almost like a optimistic. I was just assuming the whole foot, but
Yeah. Hey, I love how you just thinking in terms of toes.
Yeah. Well, no, because the reason I think of toes is because I had a really fat teacher in high school, probably 600 pounds. And every other week he'd lose a toe.
Jesus Christ.
It was so sad. He would just be like, yeah, they took another toe from me. As if there was
The
like
whole
a toe
class is
fairy.
counting down like it's New Year's. 3.
Was he a health teacher?
No, definitely not health
All right,
teacher.
Good.
He used to play us country music and pass out
course he
Kool-Aid.
did.
He loved Kool-Aid. So it's natural that, I feel
What
like
did he teach? That he was passing out Kool-Aid.
history.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to make a real racist joke, but I didn't.
Were you? Who would have guessed? That would have been a real strange thing for you to do.
Yeah. This is now Legion of Skanks. We're the edgy
No, get the
podcast
fuck out of
now.
here. We're doing that.
But do you think Ali's fighters get mad at him for talking so much shit? Do you think it annoys them, or do you think they like working with him because he's like that?
I think I probably bet some of them like it just for the fact that it gets them attention too, and he likes it, because it brings him attention. He wants to be a star of the show because, obviously he couldn't make it and fight it, and so that's why he went managing.
He was a fighter at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you call him a fighter,
But he was training. He was training.
yeah, man, you can look him up on YouTube and you'll see some of his stuff, and it's
Yeah.
and it's
I mean, technically, Dana White's a boxer.
That's how it all got
I still
started.
think probably Dana White is way better than him.
Yeah.
I bet Dana White could kick some ass.
Yeah, he's a pretty bulky guy.
I was thinking this the other day. It's got to be so weird to be the boss of a business where all of your employees could kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking maybe some of the lighter females might not be able to.
No, I think they would.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they would.
Can you imagine Paige Van Zandt beating the shit out of Dana White? That'd be the funniest looking.
I can't imagine that, but I can imagine Chris Cyborg doing it.
Totally.
Yeah.
She's a beast. You ever watch her with Olympian boxers? She can fucking box.
She's
That's-
scary, man.
yeah.
She's fun. She's one of my favorites to watch.
Yeah, she's great.
And I also love the power she has because anytime that photographer talks shit about her, and then within a day he lost his press credentials.
Yeah, man, he should have. That's a fucking shitty thing to say.
What did he say?
Well, he called her a man, which he worked for the UFC as photographer and was posting pictures and hashtag that she was a man. He should have lost the job anyway. It's a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, you just don't do that.
The MacLife guys lost their credentials for letting Connor into the Barclays Center.
That's why we got in. We're taking
That might be why we got
It's
in.
the Jimmie life. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
I don't know what he was thinking, or maybe,
You're gonna tell me you've never thought about throwing a dolly through a bus?
That's more like a New York City bus, just running late.
No. You never know what he was thinking, what he was on, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people said I could be question. You could question that he didn't think it was gonna break the glass.
I truly think he didn't. I think he was a little surprised when it broke.
Dude, but after, I don't think I don't know, because after he threw it, if you watch the embedded, after he already broke the window with the dolly, he's screaming to his buddies, "Smash the windows! Smash the windows!" Like after he already smashed one window.
At that
so
point,
he
it's just
clearly
commit
wanted
to
to
the bit.
smash these fucking
All
windows.
right, so I committed to it.
At that point, it's just commit to the
Yeah,
bit.
he doubled down.
He's like, "Fuck, it broke. Well, smash it all."
Dude, what I'm shocked about is that I understand he's super pissed that Khabib and wanted to like fight him or whatever, but how did he stay that fired up through like an 8-hour plane ride or whatever from Ireland? Like that's what makes me think they were doing blow, is that's the only, how could you keep your energy up that high if
Especially
you're not
knowing at
coked
the end
out?
of the trip is Artem Lobov. How do you keep the energy for Artem?
I feel bad. Artem was the one that got screwed the most between getting
Yeah.
almost jumped by 10 Russian dudes to losing on the fight card to, did they cut him from the UFC?
I can only assume he's going to get cut.
They didn't make it official, but
It has been official.
they
But
should have.
I mean, to be honest, it's not like he had a record that was deserving of staying in the league and partaking in throwing a dolly. I mean, it's the right decision to bump him out.
I retweeted it. One of the Congress people said, I forgot who it was. I can't remember his name. Obviously horrible with names. We said, I don't find what Conor McGregor did was right, but if you have a friend that came all the way from Ireland to come here
yeah.
and defend yourself, that's a good
It
friend.
was Norm Kelly. He's from Canada.
Yes.
He's friends with Drake. He's like this old, like white dude. He's like
That's
an old
crazy.
He's got
politician.
good
like
tweets,
friends
that
with
guy.
Drake. Yeah, he's like
My
funny.
friends asked me to move. I'm like, I'm so busy, so much. I'm so much busy right now. No, I will not. And he's flying around
Yeah,
the country.
they just want you to use
I know,
a dolly for the
and-
real purpose of
Yeah.
a
It is
dolly.
a good friend, man.
I'll throw it for you. Want me to throw it at something? I feel like he released the dolly. He's like, holy shit, this new strength and conditioning regimen is really working. That went 4 feet higher than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, that was an Ito Portal toss.
There you go. Good reference.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I don't want.
No, it's fine.
I'm trying to rush you guys. Gotta
Dude.
get back to work.
So,
We'll ask a few more questions then.
yeah. After this fight, say you beat Marlon, they might have you tied up for a minute because of Cruz and TJ and Cody. What would you want to do if Cruz ends up getting the winner? Would you want to fight the loser of that fight, or would you want to?
I got this question I have to come and see.
Yeah.
It could be a strong possibility of fighting whoever loses between the Dillashaw and Cody fight if Cruz ends up getting the shot. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody really deserves it. I mean, I get people all the time coming up to me like, how are you not fighting for the belt yet?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't know. I'm not the UFC. I tell them all the time.
What is it, 25 win streak for you?
I don't even know, 20 or 21. Oh, actually 20.
There we
Yeah,
go.
because I was going 2-1 in the screen, and I was saying, someone was like, oh, like my buddy was like, oh, you're saying Marlon's too. I'm like, no, man, he's gonna be my 21st. I was joking. I had some fun with it because we kept doing these autograph signings, and my wife was funny. I'm like, I would keep the signing, like we were down there. I would talk to people, because they're fans. I mean, like they're
Yeah.
the ones paying the bills.
Yeah.
Like they're cool, We're paying some of the bills. You know what I mean? My job's paying the rest.
Sure.
But I was having fun, and we were just talking to people and this and that. So I left Marlon a little note with one of my signed autographs thing. I think that's why he was going around with the belt. I didn't notice at first, but I'm like, oh, he's in trouble. I can see what he's doing. Oh, and then I started replying back even more. But I did have some fun. I did leave him a signed autograph picture of Jimmie Rivera, and the note on it did say, here, I just wanted to leave you an autograph sign of a future UFC bantamweight champion. And he got it. And I thought it was funny. I
That is
enjoyed
pretty
it.
funny.
I had fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the biggest stain is that when I got to train with him 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and when I trained was, I was mainly there for Frankie, and then they kind of like started pushing Frankie away. I was getting him, and I don't know if I was, because I was doing well with Frankie towards the end, or he was, I don't know what it was, but I didn't spar him like I was sparring Marlon Moraes. I was sparring him like I was sparring Uriah Faber. And I was worried about what Uriah Faber did. When you focus on your opponent, you don't focus on, what the other guy's throwing. You focus on what your opponent's going to throw. So you're looking out for certain things. So now it's going to be different going in there because now he's going to fight Jimmie Rivera, who Jimmie Rivera is fighting against Marlon, and then focus on that and what he does. So it's a way different atmosphere and different mental game. And I just think that he just doesn't really realize it, and I don't think other people realize is that you spar differently when you go with different people.
Yeah.
And when you usually when you're sparring someone, you're having that person, pretend that they're Uriah Faber or Thomas Almeida or Yuri Alcantara. You want them to spar like them, and that's what you focus on, the things they do. So it's going to be definitely very different. And I've had my pleasure training was this guy, Alex. I can't pronounce his last name well. He's from K Dojo. He's an awesome dude. And my other teammates as well, because they're really good at emulating people. Yeah. And it's been helping me get ready for the fight. And training with these guys, you know what I mean? I feel even more prepared. Like the first month of my training camp, I felt like shit. I'm like, man, I need to work on stuff, this and that. Now going into it, I've been doing 5-rounders 2 to 3 times a week sometimes. And just sparring, you know what I mean? 4 or 5 rounds of sparring 2 or 3 times a week and feeling good. Feeling really good against what Marlon is going to do. So I'm looking forward to the fight. And I'm looking forward to get back in the cage, you know, have some fun. You know, I think the thing that's one of the things that sucks the most is that you have to, you know, wait in between and people get hurt. Yeah. Obviously the weight cut, but being in there and just, you know, like the training, I don't like training, so it's not bad. Going to super intensity kind of sucks sometimes. Yeah. The weight cut obviously sucks. But getting in there and fighting is the fun part. You know what I mean? You train, it's crazy. You train for 2-3 months for literally, you know, a week. You know, you cut your weight and the day of the fight. So it goes by pretty quick. So it's nice to enjoy a little bit and go in there, have some fun, and especially be a main event of a UFC card.
That's great. Yeah, and then we're going to tear up Utica after.
It's funny. That's something that I think.
What are we doing after?
Sandwiches.
You're the fighter.
We're going to bring you to a beautiful Utica strip club.
That's something I think a lot of people that don't fight don't really recognize as a skill and how useful it is to have training partners that can emulate another fighter. And it's like, I remember years ago I bought Anderson Silva's Boxing for MMA DVD, and the extras is he's like just joking around, moving like other fighters. I'm like, oh, this is something he's really good at that I bet helps being able to like adjust his game to beat certain people, where it's like he's moving around like Chuck Liddell. It's like, whoa, he really looks like Chuck Liddell. Like it's like an interesting thing that I started catching on very early.
We had a whole thing going when I was fighting Cruz because I had 2 of my teammates that could do exactly his style. Like I couldn't even do it. Yeah. Like I could emulate some other people, but they could do exactly his style.
Is one of them Shane?
And no.
I feel like
Shane was okay at it, but he's like, I was like, Shion thinks he was really good at it. I thought he was okay at it. Shane, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But Lewis and Julio were really good at it. Okay. Really good.
Julio's also on that card with you, right?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So
sick.
It was like him doing sprints basically. And we would his style is so like high paced too. So I was in there for the full 5 minutes, but it'd be like, all right, Julio for a minute, then Lewis for a minute, then Julio, then Lewis, then Julio, break. Do it again. So I was looking forward to that fight because it's crazy, that style. Yeah. But to figure it out and be able to beat it, it's awesome. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But obviously, you know, it didn't happen, and it is what it is. But it's cool when you don't have to look out too far to find people to train with. And it's cool when you cross train people. I mean, like Alex, he's an unbelievable fighter. He's 9-0 right now from K Dojo, and you know, he is going to be in the UFC soon. Will we meet? I really don't know, but he's going to do really well at 135 or 125, whatever he decides to go at. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it all depends on how long my career goes, but, you know, we might meet, might not, but he definitely deserves a shot. And you really have to train with the best to be the best. You know,
exactly, yeah.
So it works out well. We have a lot of good guys on the team, and, you know, we have a lot of good cross-training partners, too, as well.
Nice.
All right. We're good. So
yeah, is that good?
Jimmy wants us out so we could do paperwork.
I don't got to do paperwork. I got to go teach class.
Jimmy, thank you so much, man.
And then I got to come back down and do paperwork again.
June 1st, Utica, New York. Jimmy, first Marlin.
Hopefully we see you there. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you there. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for another
Thank you so much, Jimmy.
No problem.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, brother.